Welcome to Marathon Stadium for this big clash today between the Newcastle Stockland Knights and the Auckland Warriors. The first trip to the Marathon Stadium for the Auckland Warriors, and this should be a tremendous game. Referee Graham West in control of this game. Newcastle going for a club record, 9 wins on the trot. And Alan McMahon, how do you see it going this afternoon, knowing that the fact that there's a few Knights players backing up from the City Country game on Friday night?
Well, that's the key to it, Mike, is that the fact we have got a few players backing up. The conditions were atrocious. Their legs will get very tired late in the first half and late in the second half, but I would suggest to you that Malcolm really, I think, would have really addressed their start over the last couple of weeks. They've conceded a lot of points, and I'm sure he wouldn't want that to happen today.
Newcastle going with a fairly stiff breeze at their back in this first half. Richard Jones.
Yes, Mike, it is a very strong southerly. Will favour Newcastle very handsomely in the first half. Bit swirly down here at ground level, but Newcastle will definitely have an edge. I'm expecting a big game from the Auckland Warriors. I'm just tipping them slightly only because of those players backing up for Newcastle.
Newcastle have already looked at the situation from Friday night's game. Mark Sargent and Steve Crow, who were the interchange players, are out there to start the game. And on the bench, Paul Harrigan and Adam Muir, rested from Friday night's game, but they will certainly be on at some stage in this first half, I should imagine. Greg Alexander, you can see the stiffness of this breeze. A pretty ordinary kick from Alexander, but Tony Herman in possession with the ball for Newcastle, 15 from the halfway. Mark Wett, signed during the week with the Super League Consortium. Darren Tracy thought about the pass to Jamie Ainscough, held up just short of the halfway. Referee Graham West says play on. Robbie McCormick also signed with Super League. Tony Butterfield into Auckland's territory by a few. Graham West at this stage keeping a Big 10. Andrew Johns to brother Matthew, back in the side after injury. Robbie O'Davis, he's held up, 9 from the halfway in Auckland's territory, and last tackle now for Newcastle. Andrew Johns goes to the air. Sean Hoppy is under it. The runner's Ashley Gordon. He's there, makes a bit of a ball, but Gordon toes ahead. Yeah, try. Ashley Gordon, brilliant soccer skills. Jamie Ainscough, Johnny on the spot, and he did the rest to clean up, so the Newcastle Knights get the first points of the afternoon. Sean Hoppy made a meal of the ball in the air, and here it is. The high kick from Andrew Johns. Gordon putting pressure on Hoppy. He should have taken that one. Hoppy towed forward. Ashley Gordon, a neat little inside kick there. Jamie Ainscough coming through, scores the try.
Wasn't it good work by Ashley Gordon? Have a look at the high kick that Andrew Johns puts up, and have a look at the distance between the winger Hoppy and any near warrior. There wasn't too much assistance for him. He made a meal of the ball in the air. This was it. Watch Ashley keep the ball in the field of play with a nice, neat little kick, and Jamie Ainscough did the thing. Great start for the Knights.
Perfect start for Newcastle. Great kick here from young Andrew Johns. Sean Hoppy really didn't seem to have much of an idea where that was going. I said before that the wind was swirling all around. It certainly had its first casualty today in Sean Hoppy, and he's the one that's actually towed the ball after dropping it there. Ashley Gordon, very neat little kick, just a good touch there. Jamie Ainscough on the spot. What a good start for Newcastle.
Perfect start for Newcastle. The game is only 2 minutes old and they're on the board. Andrew Johns with a difficult conversion attempt. 22 metres out, a half a metre in from touch on the grandstand side. Moves in, strikes it. It's going to tail away to the left hand of the uprights. So Newcastle open the scoring here. They lead the Auckland Warriors 4 points to 0. You can't get much better start than that, Alan McMahon.
Oh, that's exactly what Malcolm would have wanted from his players, and it was well chased too. It's all right putting the ball in the air, Mike, but you've got to get your players and your troops around it and compete for it, which Newcastle did. I would suggest to you that Sean Hoppy might see a few more of those bombs before the game's out too.
And I'm sure that everyone here would like to see Sean Hoppy in attack. He's scored 8 tries so far this season. His full-back partner in Phil Blake has scored 10, so they have 18 tries between the two of them.
Tells you something about what they want to do with the ball.
And here's a rake back by the Auckland Warriors, and they're in possession. Dwayne Mann quickly out to Taiwa. Taiwa's through the gap, heading for the corner. Hoppy stumbled. Can he make amends? Is he held up? Graham West goes to the toast judge, the in-goal toast judge, and calls held up.
Oh, lucky escape here for Newcastle. From an elementary mistake at the play of the ball, Mike gave Auckland the ball. They quickly shot the ball out to the edges. Let's have a look at Hoppy here. Robbie O'Davis underneath him. There's the ball, sandwiched between both players. Now it'll be Auckland's loosened feet, and Newcastle's defence will certainly be put to the test here.
From player, it's Michael Egar, who's just played a full game in reserve grade, heading on to the field, and he's heading straight into the scrum at lock. So Greg Alexander feeds the ball. They're 10 metres out, the Warriors. Gene Namu. Hoppy held up right in the centre of the field. A deep back line set for Auckland. Namu, the run around with Alexander again. The cut out pass to Tia Rapati, who had a stint here in Newcastle in their opening season of 1988, Macca.
Yeah, he certainly did. He was very good with the ball, very good on his feet, and it was the defence that he had a few problems with, but a very talented player nonetheless.
Okasini is 5 short. Alexander, now to Namu. Turns it back to Alexander. Got out of one tackle. Throws the pass to Tutupu. Tutupu is 9 metres short. Man scampers from dummy half. He's got an overlap here to Rapati. Rapati's close, but great defence right around the bootlaces there by Tony Butterfield. Now it's back to Namu. Namu with a kick over the top. Gordon's there. It's going to go into touch. And the scrum will go down with Newcastle to feed the ball, but good sustained attack by Auckland.
Well, what Auckland are prepared to do, Mike, is to keep the ball alive in the tackles, and what Newcastle have got to do is they've got to lock up the ball with the man, and that will then stop Auckland going to offload. But certainly a lot of creativity around the offload department with Namu and Alexander coming to the fore.
I suppose keeping the ball alive too, guys, is exactly why Blake and Hoppy have scored so many tries. Let's look to Auckland shifting the ball at every opportunity.
Michael Eager, good run from him. Darren Tracy has been in fantastic form so far in season 95. McCormack, Steve Crow, the crowd yelling that Auckland were up inside the 10. That's the phantom call from the crowd. Happens at every ground. Sargent
does have influence, Mike.
Big responsibility from the captain today. You see he's wearing number 27. Wasn't named in the original run-on side. McCormack runs the short side to Tony Herman. Probably should have given it straight away to Nathan Barnes. Last tackle. Andrew Johns. They try it again. High. It'll bounce in the field of play. Phil Blake is back there. It's heading to the in-goal area. Blake's going to have to run it from there. And Gordon's got him and drags him down. Great chase by Ashley Gordon. Yeah,
got to give Ashley full marks there. He chased the first kick. It was his nice little kick inside, which created the try for Ainscough. But I did say that the most important thing on a kick is the chase. And have a look at Ashley here. Blake's got to go into the in-goal for it. Now, he does a little skip, but here's Ashley Gordon appear very shortly. Nice and strong. Ashley takes him, ball and all, locks him up. That gives Newcastle another opportunity.
We've had 7 minutes of play. The Newcastle Knights lead Auckland 4 points to 0, courtesy of the Jamie Ainscough try. It was in actual fact in the blood bin at the moment. So the restart. Robbie O'Davis coming across, picks it up, heads back at the defence. Kearney it was, but Tutupu and Rapati. So they hold Crow up 18 metres out from the Auckland line. The dummy run from Andrew Johns. Matthew Johns with the ball now gives it to Butterfield. The defence has got him and he did pretty well to hang on to the ball, the Butts. 15 metres out Newcastle. Eager to Matthew Johns. Back inside to Sargent. Sargent a bulldozing run towards the line. He's 5 short of the Auckland line. McCormack at dummy half. To Andrew Johns. Back to Robbie McCormack. The runner is Butterfield. Butterfield to Darren Tracy. And that's the second Newcastle try of the afternoon. Overwhelming numbers from the red and blues. They just kept the ball alive and kept it alive quickly. Andrew Johns, Tony Butterfield and Darren Tracy in there. Here it is. McCormack to Andrew Johns. Back to Robbie McCormack. McCormack onto the bun, storming Tony Butterfield. Over the top to Darren Tracy. Phil Blake can't hold him up and Darren Tracy scores the try.
Oh, good work here by Tony Butterfield. Have a look at number 10, Okasini, for the Auckland Warriors. Watch how Butterfield comes onto the ball at pace. He was too hard there for Okasini, who just fell out the back door. Darren Tracy was near on the line. Great try from power running from Tony Butterfield.
Yeah, Okasini just caught on his hurls there. It's not a good place to be caught. Power running, as you said. Darren Tracy on the spot. It's been a good start to Newcastle. They've had the territory and they've got the points.
Well, a tremendous start from the Red and Blues of Newcastle. The game is 9 minutes old. They lead 8-0 and this conversion attempt from Andrew Johns. 11 metres in from touch on the western side of Marathon Stadium. 19.9 metres out. Strikes it and it's not a bad looking kick. The touch judges like it. The flags go up at the Newcastle Knights with 31 minutes left in this first half, lead 10-0. 5 from the halfway. Matthew Johns to Tony Butterfield. Straight ahead Butterfield, Solomona and Okasini. The two front rowers bring him to ground just in Auckland territory. Steve Crow. He hits it up over the advantage line. That's a great run from Crow.
Dwayne
Mann came out injured in that particular tackle. Andrew Johns turns it back inside of the rampaging Mark Sargent. He ran straight over the top of Phil Blake. Brilliant run from Sarge. That's what the crowd have become to enjoy here in Newcastle.
Professional foul.
And I think might find here that Andrew Johns has been hurt, and I wouldn't mind betting it was from a boot maybe of Mark Sargent.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if we watch the replay, Mark was kicking very profusely to get out of the held tackle, and I think Andrew was encouraging to get to his feet. Have a look at this when he gets rid of Phil Blake. Get out of my road, boy. That's it. Okasini then comes over the top. Now you'll see Andrew Johns in behind him, encouraging him to get the quick play of the ball.
Right on the melon. And the players knew straight away that's a nasty one, but he's getting to his feet. He's pushing the trainer away. He says, I want to kick this goal. But that is a tremendous run from the captain of the Newcastle Knights, Mark Sargent.
It was a great run. It was in behind the play of the ball. The ball was turned back inside from the play of the ball from Andrew Johns, and Mark Sargent hit it at pace. And there were some of the runs that he's become quite famous for.
So Andrew Johns looking for his second goal of the afternoon. Gee, this is an excellent start from Newcastle. Andrew Johns, 5 tries and 35 goals. Make that 36 goals so far this season for 92 points. Here it is, Sargent again, just right over the top of Phil Blake, reminiscent of the day that he took Canberra apart here at Marathon Stadium.
That's big time stuff, isn't it? Paul Harrigan's just come back to the bench. He's been inside warming up, so wouldn't surprise me to see him bring Paul Harrigan on very soon.
I'd suggest that Paul's very itchy to get on.
Andrew Johns from almost in front, 12 out. Shouldn't have too much trouble with this one. Strikes it and strikes it well. So the Newcastle Knights stretch their lead now to 12 points. And it's a brilliant start for the Red and Blues of Newcastle. Kerwin, one of the all-time great rugby players, finally made the switch to rugby league.
I think that would be the Auckland All Blacks, or New Zealand All Blacks' greatest worry as to how many more defections will take place.
To Tupu, showed it once, then took the tackle. Well, rugby is certainly trying to shore up those ranks. Alexander, Namu, back inside, backslam. 20 metres from the halfway is Kearney as he plays the ball to Blake. Runs into the moth. Robbie McCormick, and last tackle now for Auckland.
Still the last tackle.
Still the last tackle. The kick again. And Gordon in good field position. The crowd encouraging Ashley to run. Good tackle there by Edwards. Right around the bootlaces. So 11 from the halfway of the Knights.
Highlights a bit of a problem with Auckland in the kicking game. That's the second time in as many sets they've had problems on the last tackle, particularly the kick tackle.
O'Davis, blindside. Tiarapati got him, but he offloaded to McCormick. Andrew Johns. Long ball out to Mark Wett. Now to Ainscough, puts it down. Hoppy stayed in the field of play, did well.
Just an unforced error by the Knights, wasn't it? Jamie Ainscough must be right down in concentration. He must be injured because he's certainly not showing the signs that he wants to continue.
To Tupu. Edwards was taken out of the field of play there too. Man. Namu. Now to Kearney. Good tackle, driving tackle by Andrew Johns.
And Butterfield, it came over the top to finish him off.
Alexander.
Great
Sargent from nowhere. Like a runaway locomotive, the big fella. Solomona. Threw it out the back to no one in particular. Man cleans up to Edwards. Now to Namu. Namu quickly out to Taiwa. Taiwa to Hoppy. Hoppy slips. Now they've got him. Still standing. Got out of the tackle, Hoppy. Throw towards the sideline. But that's a good run from the winger who's scored 8 tries so far this year. Last tackle. Blake's got the ball. Gives it out to Namu. He's forced to kick across field. Tony Herman takes it Aussie rule style, but again there seemed to be a little bit of confusion out there between Tony Herman and Nathan Barnes. Well, Herman took it well.
It's happened a couple of times, Mike. It happened against Western Suburbs when Tony Herman competed with Robbie Ross for the football. It happened against the Gold Coast. What's got to happen there is quite clear and quite concise. Someone calls for the football and the other gentleman becomes his eyes.
They've really been quite scrappy, Auckland, in attack. There's nothing there. They're very flat. There's a lost ball there.
Well, Steve Crowe just put that on the ground.
Yeah, he's protesting to the referee, but I'm very sure that The replay will confirm that the ball's just been dropped behind his feet. Just have a look at this. He tries to get to his feet. There's the ball on the ground. He's left it there. He's not even on his feet. So the referee has no alternative but to put a scrum down and give the loosened feed to Auckland.
So Auckland feed the scrum. Ocassini about to rejoin the fray, and Joe Vagana about to come on too for the Auckland Warriors. Rapati with the ball. Namu at dummy half. Alexander nowhere to go. Kearney throws the pass to Namu. Slips. They've got him.
Let's have a go at the size of this bloke's thighs. Joe Vagana. He is an absolute monster.
C. Solomona with the ball for the Auckland Warriors. 35 out from the Knights line. Man, Alexander trying to direct traffic. Sargent and Ocassini. The clash of the heavyweights. Kearney. Crow. Good defence by Newcastle. Last tackle now for Auckland.
Adam Muir ready to take the field.
Namu. Got some runners. Good pass, although Blake leaves it behind him. Scoops it up to Kerwin, but it went forward, said referee West. And that should be the turnover.
Great opportunity there for Auckland to get some points on the board. Unfortunately, the pass wasn't very good because it made the attacker turn around and stretch for it. Hence, he come up with the knock-on. If that had been a better pass, there'd have been a good opportunity for Auckland on that play.
Newcastle just trying to work it out of their own half. Oh, Joe Vagana. Paul Marquette. He is a fairly big lump of a bloke, isn't he?
He's a big guy and he got a lot of shoulder in that tackle as well.
Aaron Tracy. Butterfield on the short side. Sargent leaves the ball behind him. Ocassini got out of the O'Davis tackle to Namu. Namu, a little gap open, but Adam Muir claimed him. So the Knights just making a couple of little errors.
Yeah, that was an unforced
in the last
error.
few minutes.
Sarge actually was changing direction as the ball was coming to him, and I think that he's just misjudged it. But see, it's an unforced error, and it's at a time when we can dominate with possession.
Ocassini, the runaround. Vagana. Bullocking run. Edwards. Tracy, his opposite number, throws him to the ground. Quick pass from Alexander to Kearney, who gives it back inside to Ocassini, and Sargent's got him this time. Namu goes to the air, and a pretty good kick too. Ashley Gordon's there, and Michael Egar comes up with the ball again. A little bit of confusion, but the Knights got out of jail.
Well, it's just so easily solved, Mike, isn't it? It's just one person calls for it and everybody else then becomes his eyes, or in fact assists him by getting between the ball and the opposition.
Good run from Tony Herman. Gordon from dummy half. Auckland taking a little time to get back to 10.
They haven't even moved up here, Mike.
Adam Muir had a pretty good game in the City Country game on Friday night in Wollongong in atrocious conditions, and that's the penalty to Newcastle.
Very well done from Adam Muir there. He showed a lot of strength and stayed on his feet. Tried to get a quick play of the ball on a roll on for Newcastle. Unfortunately, Rapati not letting him go. Just coming back to the replay here. Yeah, Rapati just pushing it. We just see Mill putting the ball on the ground and not letting it go on with it.
But this is Auckland's problem, isn't it? Being able to defend for periods of time. Now, we've just had a set of 6 from Newcastle by the penalty. If they complete the set of 6, I think they'll go very close to scoring in this set of 6, Newcastle, because Auckland are showing the signs of just struggling a bit with the defence.
Hasn't Mark Sargent made some yards in this first half? Tony Butterfield hits it up.
So's he.
Just short of the 10 now, Newcastle. McCormack, Andrew Johns to Matthew Johns to Adam Muir. A rehearsed play. Muir inside the 10, still struggling towards the line. Kearney brings him to ground with the help of Alexander. Ooh, near knock on there too. McCormack, Matthew Johns, Andrew Johns. The cut-out pass to Sargent, standing out amongst the backs. He's got to go close from there, the big fella. Metre short. Andrew Johns at dummy half. Sargent's having an absolute blinder. Quick pass to Matthew Johns. Left and right to McCormack. He just knocks it forward and Namu comes up with possession.
Geez, it was a great tackle there by Tia Rapati on Mark Sargent. 1 metre short of the line. That was a definite scorer.
Taiwa. Marquardt the tackler. Auckland. You really could throw the old proverbial blanket over Auckland at the moment. They're standing all as a group right under the sticks.
Well, they've spent a lot of petrol in the defence department just over the last couple of moments, and it's this particular time where they've just got to try and suck wind and just recover very quickly. And by doing it from dummy half running like we're seeing, now they've got the courtesy of a penalty. That will just help them.
A couple of the Auckland players starting to walk a little bit.
And I think this is unbelievable. Mike, you look at them here, there's no volunteers. You put that ball 35 metres downfield and they're all alive and they all want it.
Kearney. Last tackle. Man. He kicks into open territory. Robbie O'Davis has got it covered for Newcastle. Alexander's there and grabs him 25 metres out from the Knights line. So Herman just taking a little bit of pressure off the forwards. 15 from the halfway. Slipping as he got to the tacklers, Paul Harrigan. Adam Muir. Now builds up a little bit of pace, just short of the halfway. Inside the last 5 of this first half, Matthew Johns. Robbie O'Davis got out of a tackle, he's clear. Robbie O'Davis. Blake's there. He's got support in Matthew Johns. They've got to score here, Newcastle. Margaret will get the try. No, he gives it to Barnes. A brilliant Newcastle try. Robbie O'Davis was in the centre of the field. Matthew Johns. Paul Margaret also having a brilliant game here for Newcastle. He was there. I thought he was going to get that much-deserved try, but this time he gave it to Barnes. There's Matthew Johns to Paul Marquette. Barnes is on, got support. Herman was on his outside, but they only needed Barnes. And Barnes careers towards the line and scores Newcastle's third try of the afternoon, 4 minutes prior to the break.
Oh, look, the money ball was the pass to Robbie O'Davis to put him in that hole, in behind the play of the ball. From there he stays alive, gives it to Matthew Johns. Paulie Marquette, he just ensures the try by committing to a party to him in the tackle, keeps the space, preserves the space for Nathan Barnes. Great tackle. I mean, a great try.
Great try, wasn't it? Yeah, he's come back to right to the start of the action there. Robbie McCormack onto Matthew Johns, goes across, slips it back inside here to Robbie O'Davis, who spins out of that ineffective tackle from the big fella Okasini. He takes him on here. This is the good one here. He gets it back into a bit of space. Back to Matthew Johns again, involved twice. Paulie Marquette, isn't he having a good game? He committed Rapati, who was no use in the defence there in the end. Great try to Nathan Barnes.
Andrew Johns coming in to try and convert that try. 2 from 3 so far this afternoon, Andrew Johns. The touch judges haven't moved too much. Unsuccessful, and Newcastle career away with this game in this first half. 18 points nil.
Hasn't Mal really done a good job with Paul Marquette, sorry there, Mike, hasn't he? You know, he's ball playing now. He's on the edges of the ruck. We've seen him in space twice.
Robbie McCormack. That's David and Goliath stuff. Alexander, Namu, hasn't got a great deal of support on the outside to Tupu. He steps out of one tackle. Oh, Blake was there. Gives it back to Alexander. Harrigan's got him. That's the 5th tackle for Auckland. The penalty goes to Auckland.
They've got to run it here, Auckland.
Harrigan asking the question, of course, he's the new captain. Here it is again.
He's complaining about a bit of a cuffing here from...
Just holding down. See, Paul actually got him by the sleeve and pushing him and pulling him down. That's what the penalty was for. There's only 20 seconds left to go, Mike. This will be Auckland's last chance in the first half.
Greg Alexander would be fairly brave, wouldn't he? A little left of the chief.
Especially when he was on his back.
And Gene Namu just made a signal to his Auckland players that if he gets a chance, he's going to stick this in the air.
He's their last chance.
Okasini and Harrigan's got him and looked a little bit high too. But there's the first half. And the Newcastle Knights have played superb football to lead the Auckland Warriors 18 points to 0 in front of a massive crowd here at Marathon Stadium. Standing ovation for the home team. The Newcastle Knights lead 18 points to 0 here. Welcome back to Marathon Stadium. Hitro Okasini about to restart play here. Auckland, everything to do in this second half.
They've got a lot to do, Mike, but they have got the breeze at their back. So the first 10 minutes will be very important, particularly for the start from Auckland.
So Robbie O'Davis, the first hit up for the Newcastle Knights in this second half. Tia Rapati and Tony Tutupu, the tacklers. A little bit more difficult for the Newcastle Knights running into that very stiff breeze in their second half. Kearney is hurt. Harrigan nearly bust straight through Gene Namu, and that is Martin Moana finally making the tackle that brought Harrigan to ground. The runners are plenty. Adam Muir got around two, straight through the gap. Adam Muir, he's got Barnes in support. Barnes for the line. I don't think they're going to catch him from there. And within the first minute of play, the opening set of six, Nathan Barnes gets his second try of the afternoon. Put it down to that run by Harrigan again. Adam Muir was there in support to take it over the halfway. Here he goes, bust straight through. Victor Taiwa. Adam Muir heads towards the line. He drew Blake. There's Barnes in support. Hoppy made no impression on Nathan Barnes. A great turn of speed, and Barnes gets his second try of the afternoon.
Oh, yeah, let's go back to the play the ball. You'll see we didn't see the inside pass from Jamie Ainscoe to Adam Muir. Adam Muir just got on the outside very, very easily of Taiwa. And have a look, we've been promised the speed of Nathan Barnes, and let's have a look how quick he is. And he is very, very quick. There's genuine pace there, because you're right, Mike. Sean Hoppy made no impression.
Yeah, Robbie McCormack, great try, Newcastle, just floating across. Adam Muir running that good angle in behind there. Moana, no chance there. Namu, yeah, steps inside both of those players. So it's some good speed for a big man, Muir. Really committed Phil Blake here, who didn't make much of an impression at all. Nathan Barnes, we know Hoppy's a noted flyer, but Nathan Barnes really streeted away, and what better start to the second half for Newcastle. Great try from Newcastle into a very strong Southerly.
Andrew Johns, the sun right in his eyes. 9 metres in from touch, 20 metres out from the line. Straight into the teeth of the wind. By gee, it's a good kick, and the flags are up. Andrew Johns making it 4 from 5 here this afternoon. And in the opening 2 minutes of play here, Newcastle stretched their lead by another 6 points. They lead 24 points to 0.
Like 2 minutes ago, we had to say what Auckland had to do. Now they're 6 points further in arrears. They've got to start this game, restart it, start it better, make sure of the tackles. Namu in that second set of 6 missed 2 tackles. Now all their tackles must stop the ball and the player.
Gee, that's another good run from Marquette. Just bringing you up to date with the reserve grade score here this afternoon. Newcastle 30 defeated Auckland 10. And the winner of our Toolies football trivia competition from Friday Night Football, Mrs. Reynolds from Benora Point up there at Tweed Heads. Congratulations, you've won $300 worth of power tools from Tool Specials. Look for Friday Night Footy, and it'll be on again. Here's Tony Butterfield into the Auckland territory again. Quick ball to Ashley Gordon. Gordon the chip over the top. Barnes is coming. Blake's there. Grounds the ball in the in-goal area, but Newcastle will get it back.
Great work from Tony Butterfield here on the short side. Just with his power running, he's been able to promote Ashley Gordon down the left-hand side with that little pass. You watch Ashley, he'll take the ball to the defence.
What about that pass from Tony Butterfield, Jones? He makes an old forward like yourself a very proud man.
Oh, mate, that's good footy. It's just strength. He's upright, he's strong, he's committing the defence. I thought Phil Blake made a bad blue one coming in there. I thought Ashley actually kicked a little bit early and gave Phil Blake plenty of time to turn and chase.
Joe Vagana, the tackle on Robbie O'Davis. They're deep into Auckland territory once again. Moana, 22 metres out, runners everywhere. Andrew Johns trying to link up, does so with Marquette. He goes to ground, 15 metres out, and a little bit hurt in that tackle too, and the scrum will go down.
Well, he's saying that Paul Marquette hasn't actually got to his feet before he played the ball, and I think the referee was right on this one. Just have a look at this.
Played it on his head.
Well, he's still on the ground, isn't he? He's just rolled the ball back. Well, he's attempted to play it. No, the referee's correct.
It's just those little mistakes that Malcolm Relly was critical of at half-time. He was, to say he was happy with their attack is an understatement, but he was over the moon with their defence. He thought that was one of their best defensive displays all year.
Taiwa. Here's a break made by Auckland. Moana. Penalty goes to Auckland. Now, probably a time, Alan, that Greg Alexander to become much more involved in this game of football.
Yeah, well, he's not taking them on enough with himself. As you compare his effort with Andrew Johns, Andrew Johns takes the ball to the defence line, shows the ball, promotes the ball, and then plays late when he's amongst the defence. Greg Alexander has got to do the same type of creativity for Auckland. He's far too much playing before the line, and he's not taking on the defences enough to give his ball runners opportunity.
Joe Vagana's played strongly since coming on. Here's like Alexander back inside to Wakasuni.
See the difference between how far he actually ball played from the defence line.
Namu. Kearney drops it. Egar in possession.
I thought that should be play on, actually.
It looked like play on from here, and we're right on top of it here, Magga. He's going to...
Yeah, he's lost the ball there, the big fella.
He looked as though he tried to put it on the toe. Matthew Johns. Barnes. Great tackle by Taiwa. O'Davis from dummy half. Taiwa again. Can't make the tackle this time. Steve Kearney pushes O'Davis back one. The crowd letting referee Graham West know that there may be a hint of a penalty there for Newcastle. They want everything, this crowd. McCormack. Muir. Straight over one. The pass went behind, 6 to go, says referee West.
He's knocked down by Namu.
Harrigan at dummy half. Oh, what about the fend from Harrigan, and then cops a high one. No beg pardons for Gene Namu. Matthew Johns. Marquette. Made some good metres again, 35 metres out Newcastle. To the scoreboard side, now switched by Matthew Johns to Andrew. Darren Tracy. Back to Robbie O'Davis. Now back to Andrew Johns. Quickly to Egar. Egar goes in towards the centre of the field. Tony Butterfield's got the ball and wrapped up by Moana. Good defence there in the end by Auckland. Herman, Andrew Johns, the long pass out to Adam Muir. Muir's got runners knocked down. That should be 6 to go again. 6 to go it is, says referee Graham West. 24 metres out Newcastle.
Plenty of sustained pressure here for Auckland, isn't there?
Nathan Barnes. Sean Hoppy desperately hanging on to Barnes. That's a great run.
Short
now
side.
gives it to Robbie O'Davis.
Offside.
He's got to be offside. Can he get over? No. Thrown in, or is the ball down? I think that's a try. Robbie O'Davis has been thrown into the try area and scores the 4-pointer. Well, we'd love to see the head-on shot here. Robbie O'Davis just picked it up. Sean Hoppy was offside. He had to really try and make some attempt there. And now it's Vitu Taiwa throws him down, and Robbie O'Davis scores the try.
You've got to give credit here to West, the referee. He's played the advantage. There was no way in the world Shoppy was onside. He was offside. He knew it. Taylor was, in fact, was offside as well. And Robbie O'Davis just plants the ball down in the corner. Good try, but give full credit here to Robbie O'Davis, who saw the opportunity with that short side, both players offside.
Yeah, he took them on, didn't he, there, Hoppy, trying to keep out of the way. Graham West, a lot of referees would have pulled that up. Not so. This is clearly a try. We'll see this very, very well from the head on. Taiwa is just not strong enough. He's a lot bigger than Robbie O'Davis. He knew where he wanted to go. He plants the ball. Another 4-pointer. Second half, this game's all Newcastle's at the moment.
Geez, I'd even suggest here to go as far, if we can go back to the replay again, have a look at Robbie O'Davis. Now, both those players are offside, so he's obviously played the advantage. Had this not been a try, I'm sure Graham West would have no hesitation in awarding a penalty try.
Well, Newcastle just careering away with this game.
He's having a great game, Robbie O'Davis, isn't he?
Oh, it's going to make it hard for the BNP Suppliers man of the match, supplying hotels and clubs right throughout New South Wales. $300 trophy, $300 check, plus the great tankard. Andrew Johns, 4 from 5 so far today. This would bring up his 100th point for the season. If he converts this, strikes it well.
Did he what?
The crowd like it. That's a magnificent kick from Andrew Johns from the sideline. That gives him 100 points for the season, Andrew Johns, joining Matthew Ridge in triple figures. And the Newcastle Knights careering away with this game. They now lead 30 points to 0.
63 points for the Knights. The top of the Knights 30, Auckland 0 here at Marathon Stadium. The next day,
Well, there's many, including yours truly, who would have never imagined this scoreline here this afternoon. And I know one man sitting alongside of me went Newcastle in one comp and Auckland in the other, Magga.
We certainly hedged our bets on this one, but what Auckland have got to address now is that this scoreline is suddenly becoming embarrassing for them. And of course, there were some aspirations when they started their season this year that they would make the 8 of the semi-finals, and with a performance like this today, and certainly Newcastle have had a favourable draw. It just shows you, I think, how well Newcastle's on track.
Adam Muir. Dwayne Mann.
Muir's played strong since he came on. He's been strong on his feet.
They have obviously targeted Gene Namu. Harrigan has run at Namu on every occasion.
Here we go.
Here we go. There's got a
Bit of swisher with the boot.
linesman on, yeah, reporting here. But you're right, Namu has had a lot of problems with defence, but it's not new, Mike. Just before we continue with that, we'll have a look at this infringement. He's the new player on Mike Doreen in the centres for Taowa. Oh, there was the boot that came up there from, who was that player? He's definitely put the boot in.
Adam Muir actually had him by the ankle, and I think he pulled away and then he just went back a little. I don't think there was any great intent in it.
No, but there's no licence to strike out with the boot like he did.
Just come back to the replay again here. We see Adam Muir's got him firmly by the ankle in the tackle. We might be on the wrong side of it. Oh no, we'd be perfect here. There's Adam Muir, got him by the ankle, pulls away.
Yeah, but the hand had been released after the boot had
Gee, Namu. Marquardt once again, hasn't he played strongly today? Harrigan. Clash of the heavyweights.
He's much better running straight, isn't he? Running side on, it's just easy for the defenders.
They could very well take a quick tap here in Newcastle. Matthew Johns wants to do so. Dwayne Mann saw the danger. They take the quick tap. Moana, the defender. Inside the 20 once again, Newcastle. McCormack, Butterfield. Straight into them once again. Mann and Okasini, the defenders. Every Newcastle player wants to get involved. Andrew John switches it back to Darren Tracy. Tracy desperately collared there by Stephen Kearney and Hitro Okasini. Matthew Johns. Now to Butterfield. Butterfield will score from there. How easy was that? And no one likes to score a try more than one Anthony Butterfield. Been dogged with injuries the last few years, but in season 1995, Tony Butterfield has been an absolute standout for Newcastle. Matthew Johns, the runners were coming. Marquardt ran the decoy, and it just opened up like the Nile, and Tony Butterfield strolled over the line to score another 4-pointer for Newcastle.
Oh, and Tony Butterfield has got to thank Paul Marquette for the dummy run. Have a look how Gene Namu accepted the dummy runner there in Paulie Marquette, which left the door open for Tony Butterfield to just walk across the line. Well executed play.
Untouched. It's a trademark play from Newcastle. Robbie McCormack spins it out to young Matthew Johns. Andrew Johns, it is actually, Gene Namu caught in no man's land. Tony Butterfield, virtually untouched, puts it over the line. We haven't seen a whole lot of those plays from Newcastle here. When they do them, they work.
So Andrew Johns, 5 from 6, getting plenty of kicking practice, and I should imagine absolutely loving it. One of his easier kicks of the day. This is to make it 36-0 here at Marathon Stadium. Hardly a challenge. Over she goes. 36-0. And as you said, Alan McMahon, Auckland now really have got to try and, well, lift more than just one cock. They've got to get on the board, and they've got to try and prevent Newcastle from scoring anymore. With still 26 minutes left on the clock.
Well, when a side has got problems in defence, as Auckland have got, securing the man and the ball and putting him on the ground, you can't compound it by giving away penalties, and that's what they've done, which gives a weight of possession to the opposition.
A good kick-off that time by Auckland. Newcastle trapped inside the 10, just out from their own line. Michael Egar slips as he gets to the defence, and if I was coming to Hitro Okasini, I'd probably slip on most occasions too. Harrigan, Kearney, and Vagana over the top. McCormack to Muir. Played strongly since coming on, and again he busts the line. Bit of confusion. Tracy's through the hole again.
Good
Still
run.
going, Darren Tracy. They've just opened up like a can of worms. Namu goes high. Tracy's still going. What a brilliant run from the lock forward. Last tackle for Newcastle. Auckland on the racks. Matthew Johns, Andrew Johns, plenty of runners to Michael Egar. The little chip over the top. Blake's there and knocks it into touch, but Newcastle trying plenty and just opening Auckland up on every occasion.
Gee, there was an opportunity there on the edge with Michael Egar. Instead of going for the kick, as we saw here, just promoting his winger down the right-hand side there in Tony Herman, because Kerwin was committed really to Egar.
Paul Marquardt having a well-earned break. Steve Crow re-entering the play. What a game Paul Marquardt's had.
Interesting to see whether Malcolm really will bring the Sarge back on.
Well, he's sitting down here just behind me in the race. He's certainly ready after the half that he had. I think it'll be a very inspirational play. I'd say Malcolm really might wait another 5 or 10, but I'd say Sarge would definitely be back.
Steve Crow, have a look at those legs pumping. Oh, and he's nearly through the gap too, Steve Crow. 21 metres out. Auckland powerless to stop this avalanche of offence, I'll get it right in a minute, by Newcastle. Eager. McCormick. Harrigan overran McCormick. Moana the tackler. They're 8 metres out, Newcastle. Butterfield at dummy half. Andrew Johns to Matthew Johns. Steps off the right. Again, gives it back to Andrew. There's Harrigan standing out amongst the backs. Can't get his arms free, and that's a good tackle there by Mike Doreen. They finally bring him to ground, taking eternity to get off him. Plays the ball now. Andrew Johns to Butterfield. Butterfield for number 2. Just short. Last tackle. Oh, push back. Might have been a bit of a Hollywood stint there from Tony Butterfield. McCormack. Andrew Johns. Goes to the air. Kerwin should take this one with comfort. Oh, knocked down by Tony Herman into touch.
He's ruled a goal line dropout. He's ruled a goal line dropout here. Let's have a look at the ball in the air. Tony Herman, I think he got caught a little bit in the blocks. Oh, I think that's come off Tony Herman.
I'm sure it's come off Tony Herman.
The only thing maybe that Kerwin dropped it forward first, and then it rebounded onto Herman, who put the ball dead. Anyway, we've got another sustained period for Auckland to try and keep out Newcastle. It's all confidence at the moment. Newcastle have got loads. Auckland don't have much at all.
Tell you what, they've had all the ball in the second half too, Newcastle.
Oh,
what a hit! Stephen Crow, welcome back to the field of play. Here's Harrigan. Harrigan's team's up. Tutupu was there along with Vagana. They bring the big fella down inside the 20 though. What a hit on Stephen Crow. Matthew Johns, Andrew Johns, now Adam Muir. Quick hands required. He couldn't get his arms free. Alexander there wraps him up. They go the short side through Robbie McCormick. Back inside to Ashley Gordon. Gordon for the line inside the 10. Auckland. How much pressure can they soak up? McCormick goes to the in-goal area. And held up in the in-goal, is he? Yes, he is. So Newcastle get the ball back again.
But Adam Muir, I thought, was taken out there when he was following the kick through from Robbie McCormick.
Let's have a look at that hit on Steve Crow.
Look at his legs. Great stuff. Rugby league at its best. That was awesome. Bit of weather coming in from their south here, guys, so while you're enjoying yourselves up there in the penthouse, I'm in the basement. Got me wet weather gear. I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, it's nice to see you finally got your gear, and it's good to see that it will come into some use too. Here's Darren Tracy, nearly made another break. Throws the ball to no one in particular. Matthew Johns cleans up, and Gene Namu has got in. Gordon, now to Muir. Muir sights a gap. He charges straight through. He is through. Gives it. Nathan Barr was going to score number 3, but Ashley Gordon might do it anyway. Gives it to Robbie McCormick. Does a 6 to go. Referee West, and Nathan Barnes gets his 3rd try of the afternoon. Goodness gracious. Fortune favours the brave, and Newcastle have had plenty of fortune, but they've made their own fortune here at Marathon Stadium. Adam Muir, he had a big game since coming on. Barnes, Gordon picks up the crumbs. He charges towards the line. Hoppy's there. Throws it up. Hoppy gets a little bit of a touch, according to referee Graham Weston. Barnes was on the spot and scores number 3.
Have a look at Adam Muir attack right behind the play of the ball. He's called them very dishonest. Carney, he was in there, didn't move up. He's jumped out of his tackle, promoted the ball here. Look at the good instincts by Ashley Gordon to catch that off the shoulder of Nathan Barnes. Takes it to the line. As he sees Nathan Barnes there, he tries to promote the ball back to Robbie McCormack. It came off the hands of Sean Hoppy. Play on as Graham West indicates, try to Newcastle.
Yeah, he's been great, Adam Muir, since he came on. Strength. Moana there just too wide, as you said, Alan. Adam Muir just attacking that area behind the ruck. Strong on his feet again, Adam Muir. Nathan Barnes couldn't grasp it. Ashley Gordon's been everywhere today. He's had a good game. Blake just couldn't grasp him there. Hoppy comes in late here, and we'll see the touch come in here. Off Hoppy's hand there. Nathan Barnes on the spot for a double. Good try, Newcastle.
And you can hear the crowd cheer. Andrew Johns converts the Nathan Barnes try. He is 7 from 8, and the Newcastle Knights now lead 42 points to 0.
Well, we mentioned before the scoreline was getting embarrassing for Auckland, Mike, and I'm seeing it's reached that point. It is embarrassing for Auckland.
Your quite old trip back across the Tasman. Nathan Barnes, 3 tries this afternoon. Newcastle 42-0. 19 minutes of the match remaining and they're looking for more. Butterfield straight over the top of Namu again. They've targeted him this afternoon and done it superbly. Short side through McCormick and Tracy. Tirapati. Now McCormick has got the ball. Still going the moth. He's through the gap. Andrew Johns in support. Robbie McCormick goes the other way. Takes the tackle. What streak from the little man. Adam Muir. Matthew Johns. Plenty of Auckland players offside. Andrew Johns back inside to Crow. Crow now. He's taken a ground 25 metres out. Last night he just throws the ball behind him, but penalty.
They should tap it and keep the pressure on him. Tap it, Andrew.
And he's going to do just that. Now to Matthew Johns. Muir is there. He's through a gaping hole, Adam Muir, and brought to ground by Phil Blake. They just don't want to tackle Auckland. Gets up to play to Robbie McCormack. Now to Robbie O'Davis. Here's Harrigan. Harrigan for the line. He's held up 5 metres out. Big hit there by the Auckland player. Adam Muir, a dummy half. Short side once again, Tony Butterfield. He decides to go on his own. He's a metre short. Robbie McCormick, Matthew Johns calling for the ball towards the western side of the ground. Has it now. Andrew Johns. Crow is there. Gives a beautiful ball to Michael Ego, who couldn't handle.
Gee, there was no urgency there by Auckland to dive on the loose ball, was there?
Moana.
Yeah, I'm sure Malcolm Reilly and the medical crew wouldn't have risked Matthew if he wasn't 100%. He wanted to play last week. They held him out. He's proved a big winner today.
Here's Tirapati's open him up. Here's a chance for Auckland. Blake's going to score try number 11. In he goes. And Auckland finally on the board after 70 minutes of play here at Marathon Stadium. Phil Blake gets the try, the opening points for the Auckland Warriors, and probably slight disappointment for Newcastle that they haven't held them scoreless. But Tirapati made the break. He had plenty of support on the inside, and that man, along with Terry Lamb, is probably touted as the best backer-uppers in the business, and Phil Blake scores his 11th four-pointer of the year.
He's certainly very good on the other side of the defence line, but let's have a look at this. Paul Harrigan is far too wide in the defence line. That's somewhere where props and hookers shouldn't be, is on the edges of the defence line. He was just caught wanting for pace, obviously. The ball back inside to Blake. He's got the pace for Robbie McCormack, who was trying to support from the inside coming out, and a simple try for Auckland in the dying stages of the game.
Yeah. The defensive line from Newcastle coming right back to the play of the ball. Just sliding across and not coming forward. That was the problem. Harrigan couldn't match him for pace repart. He went through a very, very big hole. Good backing up there from Blake. Good effort there from Robbie McCormack to commit him to not getting under the post. Good chase from Robbie. Good try from Auckland. They really needed some points on the board to go home with something.
So Gene Namu for the Auckland Warriors. 9.5 metres out. 11 in from touch. On the eastern side of Marathon Stadium. Stabs at it, the flags go up, he converts the Phil Blake try, and the Newcastle Knights 48 lead Auckland 6 in a comprehensive belting. Phil Blake down in back play.
He must have felt awkwardly when he scored the try, because there was certainly Robbie McCormack never came in contact with him.
He might have knocked up trying to stop Knights players scoring tries, because they've scored 8 of them. So Phil Blake in a bit of trouble in the in-goal area at the opposite end of the park, and they've called for a replacement. Tony Tutupu. So the B&B Suppliers man of the match at the conclusion of this game is going to be a Newcastle Knights player without any doubt, Hitro Okasini. And Richard Jones and Alan McMahon have got a fairly difficult task. Kerwin to Tirapati. Knocked down by Adam Muir. And the scrum will go down 12 metres from the halfway.
I suppose the only real thing in these last 7 minutes of this particular game, and there's the knock-on from Adam Muir, is will Newcastle get to 50? I think that's the only thing that we're really waiting for, Mike. You know, the game's over, and it's been well over since the middle part of the second half.
Martin Moana, Tirapati, Mike Doreen. Moana once again to Namu. Back inside to the 25, Jason Mackey. Dwayne Mann, been fairly quiet today. Joe Vergana, he's at least had a go for Auckland.
Well, the thing I can say about him is that there's plenty of him, Mike. Good shoulder charge, I think, earlier on in the second half.
They put it down again. Andrew Johns is away. Tony Herman in support. Andrew Johns, I don't think, has got the pace to go on. He's trying to link up with Herman, does so. And Fitu Taiwa comes across to pick him up. Robbie McCormick, well, that's kicked through. 6 to go, says referee West. Michael Eagar just will take the settler. And they're laying all over him. And he's hurt Tia Rapati, I think. Plays the ball now. Robbie O'Davis. Sided a little gap, gave it to Sargent. Sargent towards the line. Look at the strength of Mark Sargent. He deserves a try this afternoon, Mark Sargent. Robbie McCormick short side. Andrew Johns over the top.
He's lost it.
Spills it over the line, but it went forward, said referee Graham West. So, Tony, don't worry about it, son.
So we aren't going to see the elusive 50 here. Let's have a look at Andrew Johns. Just pops it over basketball style to Tony Herman, but he'd ruled it forward anyway. So the fact that he never forced it, I suppose, is consolation because it was a forward pass.
Well, he knew that. He'd heard the call, I'm sure. He'll tell us after anyway. So, Auckland. Martin Moana. Mackie. Referee West saying back onside Newcastle. C. Solomona. Tony to Tupu. Big lump of a lad. The Knights' defence equal to the task.
Oh.
Well, no one to give it to kick. Gene Namu says, I'll have it. Robbie O'Davis back in pretty good position. Picks it up 10 metres out from his own line.
And have a look at the...
Trying to link up with Ashley Gordon. Straight through the gap. They just got a hand on him, did Sean Hoppy. Barnes and Gordon were on his outside. Now Barnes goes from that area. 3 tries this afternoon for Nathan Barnes. Ashley Gordon has 1. Harrigan puts it down. And not happy. So the scrum will go down with 4 minutes of play remaining. 5 metres from the halfway in Auckland's territory.
Yeah, the game's over and all the players on the field know that, Mike. And as we say that, we can see streams of spectators leaving the field as well.
Back inside to Kerwin. Out of the Barnes tackle. Out of the Muir tackle. Be pantsed there by Mark Sargent. Man plays it. Namu to Solomona. Out the back to Namu. Now to Doreen. Pushes off Eagar, but he came back at him and bring him to ground. Mackie. Okasini. So they're just working away, Auckland. Here's to Tupu. I thought Tracy was offside there, but...
he was.
The tackle is made just inside the 20. Namu to Solomona. Rapati gave a brilliant ball to Taiwa. Man got in the way, or the referee got in the way of Dwayne Mann. And a chance went begging for the Auckland Warriors.
Good hole hitting there by the Auckland Warriors on the edge of the defence.
What a shoulder charge from Vagana on Tony Herman.
And that's his second one to date, Mike. I think we mentioned one before, and I think it was on Steve Crow, remember, early in the second half?
Harrigan just makes a quiet 12 or 14 metres. Gordon from dummy half. Nearly through the hole again, Ashley Gordon. Andrew Johns, Matthew Johns. The right foot step is a classic. Last tackle.
Dwayne Mann very wide of the ruck in that instance.
Kicking for touches, Andrew Johns finds it 20 metres out from the Auckland line. 2 minutes left, the Knights lead 48 points to 6. A comprehensive building to the Auckland Warriors, and Newcastle, who are a long way clear in the club championship. Here's the Herman hit coming up.
Watch the big boy with the shoulder charge right in there behind it. Just spins him around in midair.
Quick 360. So Newcastle leading the club championship and a win in both grades here today will further enhance their reputation in season 1995. Steve Crowe has hurt himself in that tackle and he's in a fair bit of pain.
I think it's got one in the old
family jewels.
Private department.
Tia Rapati, Feitu Teawa, Sean Hoppy. They've done a great job on Sean Hoppy this afternoon, although he hasn't had too much opportunity. He hasn't seen too much of the ball.
He's opposite Ashley Gordon's had a very good game.
Namu inside the last minute of play here. Namu, a short ball. Last tackle for Auckland. For Ghana, Namu, man, Tia Rapati, out to Sean Hoppy. On the slipper from Sean Hoppy, into the in-goal area. Robbie O'Davis won't muck around with this one. Will he try and get back in the field of play? Does so, and does it easily. So a resounding victory to Newcastle.
Oh, that's exactly right, Mike. They've belted Auckland over the park. And we were just talking there and comparing Sean Hoppy and Ashley Gordon. One of the reasons why I think Ashley has played so well is because the forward pack that he's played behind have completely dominated the Auckland pack.
8 tries to 1 in favour of Newcastle here at Marathon Stadium today. A comprehensive 48 points to 6 victory.